give me more anger. Oh. I forgot about that. Hello beautiful people, I am the Alien Cat and welcome back to my channel, or if you are brand new here, welcome on in to my channel. Today we are going to be continuing our review slash commentary of the live action Avatar The Last Airbender. We are on episode 3, which is called Omashu. I would like to also say that I did actually start this recording, but we have a thunderstorm at the moment, and halfway through the episode the power just went off, and because I save my files when I do recordings as MP4s, the file was lost and I can't play it. So I have switched the output now to MKV, I think it is, or MVK. I think it's MKV. Hopefully if the power goes out again, the recording will still be saved. At least most of it. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know in case anything gets a bit weird. Also to kind of explain the different type of lighting also, because it is dark outside, so I've had to improvise with the lighting. We are joined here by Appa as well. We have Avatar Yoshi going to join us. And also for those who do not know, Avatar The Last Airbender is honestly my favorite animated show ever, if not my favorite show ever. I adore it. I watched it when it first came out. I rewatched it many times. I've read some of the comics. I'm reading the Kyoshi novels as well, and I can't wait to also start to read the Yang Chen ones once I'm done with Kyoshi. And I would like to also say absolutely no hate to the cast or to the directors or to the writers. I'm just going to give my honest feedback, and I do want to try to have a more positive outlook on it, more so because I do see a lot of negativity. Some is warranted and some, in my opinion, is not. So we will be going over that as well. So be prepared for a lot of commentary and stuff like that. I would like to point out also that this is not my first time watching the show. I have watched the whole live action season 1 already. I just wanted to rewatch it with you so that I can give more of my commentary and have a discussion. And I would like to also know about your thoughts and feelings about the show, so feel free to share them in the comments. And obviously spoilers for Avatar The Last Airbender and also for The Legend of Korra. I did have tea ready, and like I said, because I already started this recording and I had to re-record it, so my tea is now cold. But I had tea. I drank it as we were doing the recording. It's a really cute mug. I don't know if you can see it as well because of the lighting, but it's really cute. It has like music notes on it. It has like cute cats on it. I think it's cute. It's not black, but I think it's cute. And the mug actually also just feels nice. Like it's also fun to just hold the mug like this. I had green tea with ginger and lemon in it. I think it's a Izoski type of a tea. And it was really good, and I was drinking it throughout the show, throughout the other recording, but now I can't. But that's okay. I currently don't have a snack with me because I just ate before I started the initial recording, so I'm not too hungry, but I might grab a snack later on. But for now, let's hop right into it. Dramatic music. I love the scenery. I just love the look of everything. I mentioned this already, and I will continue to mention it, but everything just looks amazing. Like, whoever was in charge of creating the scenes did a great job. The scenery and everything just looks good. And the costumes. And the costumes.
Shouldn't we wait? We don't have the numbers.
We have our anger. I want you to meet someone willing to risk everything for our cause.
If you know, you know. It's kind of interesting because I think in the animated show they touched upon, like, they mentioned coups and that they were worried about Firelord and everything. So I just think it's interesting that we kind of get to see it happen almost. So I like this take that we get to see a coup try to happen.
way out. But you must have known this was a one-way journey.
I would like to point out that while I do believe that he's a very, very good actor to cast as Firelord Ozai, part of me wishes that they would have kept it a secret who they casted as Ozai. More so because in the OG show, you don't really see his face until season, what, 2? I think? Or something, or season 3 even, I think. Like, you see his face very later on in the show. I don't remember which episode. I do remember the scene where you see his face. I don't remember if it was in season 2 or season 3. I feel like it was in season 3. That's just what I think. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, my point is that what kind of worked for it is that up until then, we had no idea what he looked like. He was a figure in the shadows almost, you know. He was a scary dude. We had no idea what he looked like. All we knew about him was what he did to his son and just his power. Not only his power, but also his hunger for more power. So there was a very good build-up of the character throughout this series. But here, we already knew who he was going to be. So I don't know if they should have kept it on the down low, at least until, like, I mean, okay. I can see why they wanted to integrate him more so in the first season and everything. I can understand that. But, like, just imagine if the first scene of Ozai, we see Daniel Kim, and then it's like, oh my god, he's Ozai? No freaking way! That's amazing. I mean, I think at least that's, like, that would have been my reaction. So, I don't know. This is just my opinion. I don't know if it's a necessary thing, even though I feel like they probably wanted people to know that he was playing Ozai because, one, he's a really good actor, and two, because why not also. But I do think maybe it would have been cooler if we didn't know it was him that was playing Ozai, and we just found out as the show went on and stuff. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hand, but I think you get the main point that I'm trying to get across.
Azula.
Azula.
Yes, Father.
It is getting so dark. I had to add an extra light to the thing because it's so dark. But anyway, let's talk about Elizabeth here. I know that she's received some hate on the internet, and not just her, but the actresses who also were casted as May and Ty Lee. We will talk about them as well once we see them. But for Elizabeth, I honestly think that she's a good actress to cast for Azula, because, one, I know that people have complained that she looks too young. I think it's those people who need to remember that in the OG show, in the animated show, Azula is 14. If you look at her, she does not look like she's 14. She's supposed to be Katara's age. Katara looks a lot younger than Azula. She looks like she could be Zuko's age, honestly. Here, Elizabeth, I know that she's 21. I don't know how old she was when they casted her. I guess she was, what, maybe 19 or something. I don't know how long they've been working on this, but she looks young. You know, she's supposed to be 14 in the show, and she can easily pass for it. And she does, I think. And let's not forget also that Azula is she's a very interesting character and a very difficult one to play. We don't see her until season 2. So I do think it's interesting that they are introducing us to her now, showing us more so what has been happening with her while the gang has been traveling around and trying to get to the North Pole and everything, which I think it's an interesting thing to do. I do like the general idea. And one more thing that I would like to point out. People have mentioned online that one of the reasons why they believe that Azula's not as menacing, I suppose, as she was in the OG show is because they got rid of her ding. Yeah. When I heard that, I thought to myself, oh, we need to try this out. So I have 2 dings that I've recorded. Here's one of them. And here's the other one. So I want to try to play around with it. I wanna add the dings into some scenes where we see her, just to kind of see if it'll have the same effect as it does in the OG show, and maybe give that extra oomph that we're looking for. So let's play with that. I have to be really precise here with my timing, so hang on.
Azula.
Oh, yes. They definitely need to amp her theme song. Like I hear it playing in the background, but they need to add it more. Sort of. My timing is a bit off.
I don't get it.
I wish that they would have made her more so like, I don't get it. Like, not just a, I don't get it, but a, more anger. Give me more anger.
Tap into your feelings and gather energy from them.
I mean, even here, like, Aang did try to help her out with some of the bending because he got it really quickly. And even then, she got angry at him, like, because of her jealousy. You know, I wish we would have seen just more anger from her. Or the frustration, at least.
The monks always said I never listened. I think that's what they said. I never listened.
Haha.
I can alert my contacts.
No! I told you, no one else can know of his existence.
It's kind of interesting that, yeah, on the one hand, while they want to keep things hush-hush, but they don't take under consideration also that he is traveling in areas where there are people, you know, people who are just everyday people. You know, they talk and they gossip, so they don't take that into consideration, which makes me laugh. That, yeah, like, it's all well and good that they want to keep things hush-hush and everything, but words get around. They spread like wildfire, so I just find it humorous, and that's all.
I don't like him.
He does have a disagreeable quality.
Nobody likes him, dude.
It is, Zhao failed his officer training program 3 times.
Did I ask for your opinion?
I wonder if that's canon, that he did actually fail his training 3 times.
He was only trying to help.
He was gossiping about a superior officer.
So were you. You were gossiping in front of him.
And they have an incredible delivery system that winds through the whole city.
I just love how, like, he's so much smaller than the other two. I mean, obviously, he's supposed to be. But I just think it's really cute how much smaller he is compared to the both of them. Look at this. This just looks... I mean, I can't get over how just amazing things look in the show. Like, the scenery, the costumes.
They don't take kindly to outsiders in a mashu.
What makes you think we're outsiders?
No reason.
We just could use a little help getting inside.
Sure, Katara, just to work your charm.
I've added the turnip sack. Sure you can make that look good too.
Sokka. Look at it! Just look at this place. It looks amazing. I will give credit where credit is due. Whoever, you know, designed everything, whoever made the costumes and the scenery, just everything, y'all did a great job. Like, applause to you. You did a great job. Ostrich horse. Even the ostrich horse looks really good. I think it's called an ostrich horse, right?
Look!
Hey, wait up!
Oh, Aang is so excited. Cabbage Man!
Watch out for my
You're not an airbender.
It's very interesting that they made this little change.
Of course I'm not.
I just want to say that when that explosion happened, when I first watched this, I thought it was Sai, who was working on some kind of an experiment or something, and it just went horribly wrong, and it just went kaboom. That's what I thought, because you see Teo, obviously you think of his dad, so that's why. But then I was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, that wasn't him.
You're an airbender. Do you realize what this means? You could drop bombs on them, rain down destruction.
Wasn't Teo more optimistic in the OG show? I don't remember. I need to watch that episode again.
Oh,
Pretty great, huh? Dad's the mechanist to the king of Omashu.
Mechanist?
Ah, just a fancy word for someone who wastes a lot of time tinkering.
But then again, if they are in Omashu, in the OG show, we see them in the air temple, so they're already away, you know, away from immediate danger. And Teo was a more optimistic kid. But if they've been in Omashu the whole time, surrounded by people who have been trying to hurt each other and stuff like that, so that could probably warp his character a bit if that's what they're going for. And I really do need to rewatch that episode, I think, when we're first introduced to Teo and to Sai, because I do remember Teo being more of an upbeat kid, which is a rarity when it comes to war times on that aspect. So I don't know if they are making that change just to kind of fit the scene more or something, because, you know, it's the time of war. There's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of people become bitter and angry for everything, and which is understandable, obviously. So I'm curious. I'm curious is what I'm saying.
Like a delivery system. You've seen it, right? It's amazing.
I do also think that it's interesting that they made Sai the lead mechanist, however you want to call it, of Omashu, because we do know that Sai, he is a genius as well. Like, he's brilliant. I do think that the change, it is interesting, and as I mentioned before, I do understand that changes do need to be made when it comes to making a live action adaptation. But regarding this change where we're introduced to Teo and Sai in Omashu as opposed to in one of the air temples, when I first saw it, I felt a bit meh about it. I was like, okay, I will go with it because maybe it does make sense and everything. And it is a change that for the flow of the story, it makes sense. It's not too random. It seems more random, I think, for somebody who has watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, you know, the animated show, obviously. So it does feel a bit more random to have them in Omashu, of all places. So does this also mean that we're not going to see them in the air temples, or will they go there afterwards or something? I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
This stuff is incredible. I mean, look at this.
Those are for cleaning under your toenails.
He's done the impossible.
He's done nothing. He spent 3 years.
There we go. May and Ty Lee.
I've been here doing everything Father has asked. Technically, he is first in line to be Fire Lord. Not that he deserves to be.
Wait a minute.
He doesn't.
Wait.
Hope. Back
Wait.
here and take away
Wait.
everything he's worth.
Wait.
Technically, he is first in line to be Fire Lord. Not that he deserves to be.
I had to.
But
Oh my god.
that's dangerous.
Oh, that was a good one.
What can you do about it? There are always ways to get in the game.
They need to make her sound creepier. Okay, so in this in here, we are introduced to May and to Ty Lee. And I have to say also, I first saw the actress who plays Ty Lee. Her name is, I think it's pronounced Momona. I really hope I'm not butchering her name. But anyway, I first saw Momona in a Netflix show called The Babysitters Club, and in that show she plays a very bubbly, very cute character. So when I saw that she was actually being cast to play as Ty Lee, I thought to myself, oh, I can see that. Yeah, totally. I can definitely see that, because as I mentioned, in The Babysitters Club, she plays a very bubbly and cute, creative character, very sweet. And Ty Lee is also that. She's bubbly, she's cute, she's sweet, she's nice, and at the same time she's also very dangerous. It's a great mix. I think it's a great mix. So I do genuinely like Momona as Ty Lee. I think that she hits her well, and you see a glimpse of the cute bubbliness in the scene here. Now, when it comes to the actress who plays May, I think her name is Talia or Thalia. I don't know. I'm not good with names. I will just stick to the names of the characters, I think. I know that she's received some hate for the role that she that she played and everything. It's the same problems that I heard people have also with Zula, that she looks too young or that her face is too round. And it's like, again, May is a young teenager. I think in the OG show, I think she was 15 or something. Like, she's supposed to look young, so she looks young, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I personally don't have a problem with any of that, and I do believe that she captures her tone well. My issue is that her eyes, I think her voice says I'm bored, her face is more so not. Her face tells me I'm in shock, but because I feel like her eyes are just too wide open. Like, I think she needs to have more sleepy like eyes, like just be bored. Basically, like, just look bored, because she is bored. May is really bored in the Fire Nation. We see her being bored all the time. Come on! Show us some more frustration. Less, more, please! Katara is an angry bitch. She's an amazing character. I freaking adore her. But she's an angry bitch. You know, she's angry. I mean, yes, she's hopeful. She's optimistic. She's a leader. She really is. But she's also an angry bitch. It's not that hard. Come on, guys. I don't know if she's holding herself back or if she's being held back, but I really do wish they would have given her more oomph. It doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be much. You place the with That's what I want to see. Let me know if you agree. It's definitely an interesting place to introduce us to Jet here in Omashu.
You can call me Jet.
I do think that they chose a great actor to play him. Not gonna lie. Oh, I love this so much. I just can't get over how freaking amazing everything looks. I like how it works. That he's able to deflect the fireballs with his knives. Well, knives, his swords. I don't know what those things are called.
I brought friends too.
He's the Duke. I'm Pipsqueak.
I kind of wish he had the deep voice. But oh well.
Your father must be proud of you.
Dad doesn't really pay attention to stuff like this. He's got more important things to worry about. He's a warrior.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he interested in these things in the OG show? I mean, I know we don't really get to see a lot of Hakoda, but he's come up with his own shit as well. He came up with those bombs that he calls Stink and Sink. Kind of interesting that he wouldn't be interested in that. Maybe that's the direction they're going for. I thought about this now.
Sokka, you're a gifted engineer. Don't ignore that. It's not always easy to find your path in life, but when you find it,
I do like that they have like their own
must embrace it.
Little bonds.
I want him to see that we have to do everything we can to save the world. Because if not us, then who?
I think that they casted a really cute kid to play Teo.
Welcome.
I mean, I think it's cute they build the bridges and everything. I just kind of wish that they were like their whole base thing was up in the trees, like how it used to be. I mean, like, I know that in the OG show, they were hiding in trees is so that, you know, very high up in the trees so that they wouldn't be tracked as easily by the Fire Nation. So it is kind of a shame that they didn't do that. But I think they compensated for that when he said that they had to move around a lot, which in the OG show, I think they moved around a lot as well. But I don't know if they made it a thing or not. But here they do put a bit of an emphasis on it that they need to move around a lot. So if they're moving around a lot, you know, they're not gonna build too many things up in trees because it's time consuming. It makes sense. I'm fine with this.
My mother was a fighter in our family. She taught me the blade. When the Fire Nation came to our village, she held them off. Well, my dad hid me in a well.
This we didn't get to hear in the OG show, so it's interesting to get a tiny bit more of a backstory on Jet. I wonder if it's canon or not. Even if it's not, I think it's interesting.
I know what it's like to lose family too.
I still find it interesting that in here, she watched it happen, whereas in the OG show, she didn't see it happen.
What do you remember when you think of your mother? I don't mean how she died. I mean when she was alive.
Her getting up every morning before everyone else, seeing her outside the hut, getting to work, preparing breakfast.
I like that we get to hear her talk about her mother in a positive way, actually. Because we don't get to see that in the OG show. Because when she talks about her, it's always in a negative way. Not so much about her mother's the negative thing, but just about her death and everything. You know, that's what I mean. So I like that they have this conversation, that we get to just hear more about them on that aspect.
I will keep in mind your loyalty and cooperation when the time comes for such debts to be paid, a time that may arrive sooner than expected. To the flame eternal, Princess Azula.
I had to. I don't know if the timing was alright, but yeah. It's interesting that Azula is helping him out in this version.
Jet's not the bad guy, Sai is.
Are you kidding me? Sai's done nothing but help us. Well, Jet's a con artist who lied to our faces.
He didn't lie.
He didn't tell the truth.
He's fighting the firebenders and he has to protect himself.
This is just like you, Katara. Willing to believe anything as long as it helps you.
This is just like you. Never believing anything I say. I'm so sick of you treating me like I'm a little girl.
Then grow up.
There we go. More of this. More of that energy. Give me more of that energy.
What's the fastest way to the palace?
It's at the highest point in the city.
Really? Okay, whatever.
This guy? Again?
Go. Get to the palace and stop Sai.
Can Dallas teach me his skills? I forgot about that. This definitely fits the humor of the show. I forgot about that as well. I forgot about these scenes.
Why you've been hunting me for 3 years?
How do you know it's been 3 years?
You have my notebook.
Oh no. Top tier. Wouldn't that error make the fire stronger? Technically? Definitely an uh-oh moment. Okay, and that concludes the third episode of the live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender. My final thoughts on it. So obviously they had to make a lot of changes here. I mean, one, Zuko and Iroh are in Omashu now, and so is Jet and Teo and Sai, and just having everybody in one place. I mean, one, it's a little bit odd because, I mean, obviously that's not how it happened in the OG show, and that is fair enough. I am taking under consideration, obviously, that it's an adaptation, things they need to change, they need to move things around to make it kind of make sense in a way so that it kind of fits the story that they're trying to tell. So if we look at it from that aspect, at least when it comes to Iroh and Zuko being there in Omashu, it does kind of make sense because, one, they are tracking him down and everything, you know, the gang, Aang specifically, but, you know, it makes sense. They made it in a way where at least they showed how they got to Omashu, whereas if they were to just appear in Omashu randomly, like, okay, so they tracked them down, but it felt a little bit random, almost. It would have been a bit more like, huh? How the frick did they get there? Even though Zuko has his way of just appearing in random places as well. So it still makes sense. On the one hand, I'm not a huge fan of this change, but it makes sense. I do believe that it does fit what they are trying to do here anyway. And as I said before, I do like the glimpse that we get of Azula and her friends. And I do find that it's interesting that we do get to see a bit more of what she went through before Ozai sent her to chase down the Avatar, and I think she was first charged with trying to get Zuko and Iroh back after the first season, but then she eventually also starts to hunt down the Avatar as well. So it's interesting to kind of see what she's been up to before she was set out, and because we don't particularly know what happens, we can assume that she has been training, obviously, but we don't really know the ins and outs of everything. So it is interesting to be able to see that glimpse of that, basically, is what I'm saying. So yeah, my final thoughts. I did enjoy the episode. There were some moments, as per usual, where I was like, mainly a Katara. I feel like I want to see more anger. I'm glad that we did get to see some of the anger when she had the argument with Sokka, but I do wish that they would have showed more of the frustration with her bending and everything, because it would have fit her more, I think. I do also like the cast that they casted to play Jet and Teo and Sai and Azula, May, Tylee. I do like the cast. I think that they are good. And as I kept saying throughout the whole episode, just the look of everything. Omashu looks amazing. The costumes are freaking amazing. And just everything looks really good. The action scenes were also good. And yeah. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning on in to this review and commentary of the episode. What are your thoughts about this episode? I would love to hear them. If you'd like to see extra content, feel free to follow me on my social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. I have an Etsy shop where I sell a variety of streaming assets, things like badges, emotes, and overlays. I also have a Ko-fi shop where I sell free streaming assets, and I also offer extra content for members, things like behind-the-scenes stuff, extra cosplay and gaming stuff, and also extra streaming assets. And I would also like to thank each and every one of my members for their support. I appreciate it. And feel free to also join my Discord if you would like to ever have a chat about all things Avatar. So once again, thank you all so much for being here. Until next time.